games for ETSU. He's been on a tear the last 9 games, all in double figures. Boy, he is a tough one-on-one matchup.
It's ETSU against Furman. ETSU in the road navy blue uniforms and the gold trim, Furman in the home white. The officials for tonight, Olandis Poole, Bart Lennox, and Jason Baker. Slauson will jump in the center against Seymour. Opening tap, and they have to do it again. They will redo the opening tip. Slauson against Seymour, opening tap, and here we go. Furman with the opening possession of the game. 21-7 record, 12-3 in the SoCon. But coming off a 69-65 loss on Wednesday on the road at the Citadel, that loss broke Furman's 8-game winning streak.
Now, Furman has been fantastic in league play. To your point, 8 in a row. But that tough one on Wednesday, it'll be interesting to see how they react here early.
There you see the last meeting in the middle of your screen. Furman won that one on the road 70-56 in Johnson City. Furman seeking its first season sweep over ETSU since 1986-87.
Well, that's hard to believe, as good as these teams have been, that one team hasn't dominated.
And Rhett Lister starting on senior night. Has the ball knocked away. Turnover on Furman, number 2 in the game. Here comes ETSU. The Furman starting 5, Pegues, Bothwell, Foster, Rhett Lister starting on senior night, and Jalen Slauson. And Rhett Lister, number 14 in white, 6'1" senior from Easley, South Carolina, gets a nice ovation as he gives head coach Bob Ritchie a hug. Comes out of the game here at the 1907 mark. The ETSU starting 5, Hairston, King, Smith, Haynes, and Seymour. ETSU 10-18, 6-9 in the SoCon, coming off a tough 68-66 loss on Wednesday at Western Carolina, as Jordan King goes inside and he scores the game's first 2.
Well, that is also someone to watch on the perimeter. King can put points on the board. Had 42 in a game this year against the Citadel.
Shot missed inside, rebound ripped away aggressively by Jaden Seymour of ETSU. ETSU, a team that has lost a lot of close games this year. 9 losses by 4 points or less on the year. As Haynes misses inside, offensive rebound by Seymour. Making it out front. Hairston steps into a 3, and it's good. Jamarius Hairston knocks down a 3, his first points of the game.
Well, Hairston just makes winning plays for the Bucks. Solid 3-point shooter, although coming into tonight's game, just 2 of 11 behind the arc in his last 3 games. And note that the Bucks missing Alan Struthers, injured in practice yesterday, did not make the trip from Johnson City. So the Bucks now with 1 player.
Inside pass, and the basket is good by Marcus Foster. 6'4", redshirt junior from Atlanta, has Furman's first 2 points of the game.
Foster is the X-factor many times for this Paladins team. Slauson and Bothwell get the headlines, but make no mistake, Marcus Foster and J.P. Pegues just as valuable.
Turnover on ETSU, it's second of the game. Here comes J.P. Pegues, starting point guard for Furman. Goes inside left hand and makes it in.
Pegues so important for this Paladins team. He's the most improved player in the Southern Conference. All due respect to Corey Tripp over at Wofford.
Here's King trying to create. Shot clock ticking down inside of 10. Seymour inside, double teamed, goes up off the glass and puts it in. Strong move by Seymour. He has his first 2 of the night. On the other end, Slauson catches in transition. Out to Heen. Pegues, open 3, and down it goes. A 3 by Pegues, his first 3 of the game. He has 5 points.
It took him a little longer than they wanted. Make no mistake, you simply can't celebrate on misses or made baskets when you're playing Furman, and one of the most aggressive and prolific offensive units in Division I men's basketball.
Both teams shooting well here in the early going. Both teams shooting 75%, 3 for 4 overall from the field. Shot clock inside of 10. Smith, Seymour, 4 to shoot. Smith has to put it up. Desperation heave, no. Rebound by Slauson for the Paladins of Furman, clad in the home white. Catch and shoot three by Tyrese Huey is missed. Correction, it's Foster, and the rebound by ETSU.
I'm not sure that ETSU wants to get into this kind of a track meet inside Timmons Arena. Can the Bucks play fast? Absolutely. Do they have the manpower for 40 minutes? I'm not sure.
Offensive rebound by Haynes. Seymour in the lane, goes up strongly, and misses the bunny. Rebound by Heen for the Paladins. Here's Bothwell driving to the rack, missing, and the rebound by Haynes for ETSU.
Bothwell just out of control right there, trying to make something happen where there really wasn't anything.
And King goes to the basket, scores, and he's fouled. A chance for a three-point play when we come back.
Well, the ETSU Bucks have traveled down from Johnson City, and they mean business. An early 9-7 lead. You watch King right there on the finish. The and one. He'll shoot a free throw when we come back. We got a good one on a Sunday night on the U.
Head coach Bob Ritchie in his 6th season at Furman. And you see the numbers on his resume per season. He has 22 or more wins in 5 of the last 6 seasons. That one year he did not win 20 games. That was the COVID year 2 years ago, when a lot of games were canceled. He had 16 wins that year 2 years ago. And the head coach for ETSU in his 2nd season is Desmond Oliver. Former assistant coach for Rick Barnes at Tennessee for 6 seasons. Took over the ETSU job last season.
2 outstanding coaches. I will tell you what, Bob Ritchie, Desmond Oliver are going to get things done. It's just going to take some time. He was the 3rd coach in 3 years at ETSU. Steve Forbes left to go to Wake Forest. He was replaced by Jason Shea for 1 year, and then Desmond Oliver came in, and there's been a transition. I know it's taken longer than maybe that passionate fan base in the Tri-Cities of Tennessee wants, but Desmond Oliver's the right guy right now for this ETSU team.
Here's Jordan King at the line. Hit a basket before the break. Completes the three-point play. He has 5. And ETSU on the road. A 14.5-point underdog coming into this game tonight. Leads it by 3.
Well, and they've withstood that initial punch and the crowd.
Let's take a look at our keys to the game. We call them Dean's do's and don'ts. What do you have for us, partner?
For the Bucks, they've got to limit fast break points. Furman loves to run. They've got to get back, and they've got to knock down some threes. They were only 3 of 21 in the first meeting against the Paladins. For Furman, pound the boards. They're solid on the glass, but they got to make sure they limit ETSU to one and done. And then simply defend. Their defense is what's going to determine their success.
Deep in the shot clock again. DeAnthony Tipler puts in a 3. DeAnthony Tipler's first points of the game. 5'10" senior from Ashland, Mississippi.
Tipler's a guy that didn't dress for 7 games in the middle of conference play. He's now been back. This is his 3rd game and starting to regain a little rhythm. He's a talented offensive wing player.
Pegues bumped, and he makes the basket anyway. He's fouled. 7 points for Pegues in the early going. A chance for a 3-point play.
Pegues, he runs it. He runs this Paladin team, but he can certainly score. You've seen him knock down a 3. Now a little runner with a contact and 1. He's a guy. Alex Hunter, really. Bob Ritchie never coached a game without Alex Hunter as his point guard until this year. Pegues stepped into that role. They beat Belmont early. I think the fans thought, boy, they wanted more in the non-conference, but it took some time integrating guys like Pegues, Vanderwall, Foster into different roles.
Yeah, Coach Ritchie feels that J.P. Pegues is the most improved player in the Southern Conference from last year to this season. And out of bounds was DeAnthony Tipler. Turnover on ETSU, number 3 in the game.
Well, there's a good way to get open. Step out of bounds. Tipler just wasn't recognizing where he was on the baseline right there.
And checking in for Furman, number 11, Carter Witt, 6'3", sophomore from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Witt's minutes way up in conference play. He transferred over here from Wake Forest, and it took him a little while for whatever reason, and boy, he's hit a nice groove. And now this Paladin bench, right? Witt, we've seen Vanderwall, Alex Williams, these guys all keep the music playing and allow the Paladins to continue to play at a high pace when they go to their bench.
Witt short on the three, air ball caught by King. Lead pass up the floor to Haynes, driving up the floor, can't finish. Rebound by Williams for Furman. Here come the Paladins, they want to run. Vanderwall to Witt. Here's Alex Williams, baseline jumper, knocks it down. Alex Williams, his first 2 points of the game.
Boy, Alex Williams, can't say enough about him as well, and his improvement really has been terrific behind the three-point arc. Hit a little mid-range right there on the baseline. Nice pull-up.
Pulls Furman to within one, and a steal by Furman. 4 turnovers on ETSU. Vanderwall inside, lays it in.
The length of the freshman out of Illinois right there. He was able to attack Haynes. He wanted to give it up, but then it turned out he had a better shot right there. He's one of the best 5 freshmen in the Southern Conference.
And that basket gives Furman the lead by 1. Tipler down the baseline, outside Hairston. Hit a 3 a moment ago, hits another one. A 3 by Jamarius Hairston, his second 3 of the game. And ETSU has the lead back.
Well, we said that was one of the keys. The Bucks have to make just enough threes to keep this Paladin defense honest and spread out. It's also the great equalizer when you're on the road.
Tyrese Huey off the mark on that 3. Taken away by Alex Williams. A reach-in foul from behind called on Williams. That's his first of the game.
Well, the Paladins can turn defense into offense as well as anybody in the Southern Conference. You see the deflection, the steal, and then Ben Vanderwall with the finish right there. And then at the other end, Tipler finds Hairston outside right there. They'll trade 2 for 3s all night long. They just got to limit turnovers.
Almost a steal, reach-in foul again, this time on Huey of Furman. That's his first. So a good start here for ETSU on the road. Dean, what's impressed you most about the Bucks' start here tonight?
Well, a terrific start for the Bucks. They've been up and down, but this is now their 29th game. They've only had a full roster 7 times. As mentioned, Alex Strother's not with them tonight, so they don't have a full roster. Josh Taylor still out with that wrist injury. But I like the energy and their focus, particularly at the defensive end. They've been dialed in against this talented Paladin offense.
The lob from Tipler goes awry, intended for Seymour, taken away by Furman. Here's Slauson in the corner. Vanderwall might have been partially blocked, and it goes out of bounds back over to ETSU, and a timeout on the court. Exactly 12 minutes to go. Back and forth game here in Greenville. ETSU, the Bucks on the road, leading by 2. You're watching Southern Conference Men's College Hoops on the U. Time expired, and we talked about it earlier in the first half, Dean. ETSU, a lot of close losses this season. 9 losses by 4 points or less, including a loss by 1 at first place of the Big South team, UNC Asheville, losing by 4 at Power 5 LSU, and losing by 4 in the conference on the road at Mercer in OT.
No shame in losing at UNC Asheville. Mike Morrell has the Bulldogs on top of the Big South. Boy, Drew Pimber, he's a unicorn in that league. He is outstanding. But yeah, I think winning sometimes, that's the last and most difficult piece when you're putting a program together. Learn how to win the close ones.
Inside, Braden Elick slips inside, and he scores a 2. Braden Elick, 6'9" freshman from Morristown, Tennessee.
Outstanding set play out of the timeout by Desmond Oliver.
Pegues wide open, hits a 3. J.P. Pegues, his second 3 of the game. 11 of Furman's 17 points here in the first half.
He's one of the reasons why they are near or at the top of the standings. He's now got 13 points. He's got 11 points. Averages 10.5 a game. Great start for Pegues.
Partially blocked on the 3 attempt by King. Tipler can't put back the miss, and the rebound by Furman. Here comes Bothwell. In rhythm, Pegues, another 3. And it's wedged between the backboard and the rim. Alternate possession arrow goes back to ETSU.
Well, he had a good look at that thing, just fell short. made his last couple. We can't fault McGee's for shooting that. Now, watch it here again. He's in rhythm, Bothwell. And then it just gets stuck right in between. Thankfully, the possession error, I've always questioned, should we go to the possession error when that happens? Because had it been facing the Paladins' way, you would have been rewarding somebody for a missed shot.
Here's Hairston, hit a couple of threes earlier in this half for ETSU. Deflection, steal by Furman. Out ahead of the pack is Big East, racing up the floor. Goaltending as Elick comes down and goaltends it. The basket goes to Big East, given 13 already here in the first half.
We talked about one of the keys, limiting fast break points. Again, sound like a broken record. Nobody turns defense into offense like the Furman and Paladins in the Southern Conference. Pegues off to just a terrific start, but that's now the 6th turnover for ETSU. They're not going to be able to hang around long if they continue to turn over at this pace.
And Pegues has 13 of Furman's 19 points here in the first half. Double dribble, no traveling on ETSU. Turnover number 7 by the Bucks here in the first half.
We say that their defense of Furman is going to take them as far as they want to go. I mean, they're first in the league in scoring. They do a lot of good things at the offensive end, and they do so also at the defensive end, but they've got to make sure that they stay dialed in at all times.
Here's Pegues, the pump fake, doubled, Slauson, Williams, open three, no. And Williams got his own rebound. Shot clock resets to 20. Foster in the corner, his three. And rebound by ETSU, Tippler. Bounce pass up the floor to Seymour. Misses the shot, but he's fouled. He'll head to the line and shoot 2.
Justice Smith will not get credit for that tip, but that's what started that fast break right there. Well, watch. Right before that happened, Smith tipped it to DeAnthony Tippler, who then put it on the floor, one bounce, and then he found his teammate up ahead, Jaden Seymour, and that's why he's at the line.
So Seymour has his 3rd point of the game. We talked to head coach Desmond Oliver before the game about Jaden Seymour, and he said one of the goals of this team this season he had for it was to be good at the 4 spot. Coach Oliver feels Seymour can be one of the best power forwards in the Southern Conference.
Well, think about this. Jaden Seymour is a sophomore. Jalen Haynes is a sophomore. And a guy you were not seeing tonight, Josh Taylor, the transfer from Georgia, has a couple of years left. So the future's bright, particularly in the front court for ETSU.
Bothwell lost it. Inside Heen, lays it in.
But Bothwell finally got away with a travel on that initial move at the top of the key. And then a nifty pass inside to Heen.
First 2 points of the game for Heen, and back and forth we go. Furman back in the lead by 1. Tippler trapped inside Haynes, goes up and lays it in.
That's a good no call right there by the official.
On the other end, Pegues had a shot momentarily, elected not to gamble. Pegues working on Haynes. Foster tight ropes the baseline, reverse lay-in, no. Caught by Slauson. Shot clock never did reset. Pegues inside, outside Heen. Open 3. Offensive rebound on the weak side by Slauson.
Being able to recycle possessions going to lead to good things over the course of time, even though that particular possession, Furman comes up empty.
Rebound by Seymour. ETSU on the road, leading by 1, as we have 8.5 minutes remaining in the first half.
I like what ETSU is doing offensively. They're spreading the court and allowing them to breathe just a little bit, creating some shot opportunities.
Haynes slips inside. Another goaltending call, this time on Haynes. Another basket for Haynes. He has 4 points.
You know it's on the scouting report, and that's something that ETSU's talked about for a couple of days. You've got to get back when you're playing Furman. They just push it too quickly and too effectively. That's your 5-man right there. Jalen Slauson leading the break to his 4-man, Garrett Heen. Houston looking for some kind of a help out front. He finds King, who knocks it down.
That's his first 3 of the game. He has 8 points. Jordan King once this season had 42 points and 7 steals in a single game on the road at the Citadel earlier this year. Knocks down that 3. ETSU back in the lead by 2. Huey inside, puts it up and in. Tyrese Huey, his first 2 points of the game off the bench for Furman.
Think about this. Furman's now got their footing. Got a tie game, but we're calling Williams and Vanderwall and Huey and Witt, guys off the bench that have really helped this Paladin team kind of get back to even footing.
Hairston cut off at the baseline. Up top it goes to Seymour. Seymour, tough fadeaway jumper, no. Rebound, sky 4 by Huey for Furman. And the Paladins want to run. This is the highest scoring team in the SoCon, averaging 82.2 points per game.
And really, their go-to guy is the open man many times, and we're seeing it here in the first half.
Back-to-back baskets by Tyrese Huey. That one's a 3. He averages 6 points a game. He has 5 already here in the first 13 and a half minutes of the game.
He's generally kind of mid-range and everything in close, not known to be a three-point shooter, but just was too open right there.
Haynes, Seymour, now in the corner, Smith. Shot clock inside of 10. Smith works on Foster, cut off, 7 to shoot. Seymour open, 3, no. Rebound by Bothwell for Furman. Bothwell looking to push. Looking for Heen down low, out of bounds off of ETSU. It'll be Furman ball when we come back.
Better make sure you got 3 lungs if you're playing in this game tonight. Furman getting up and down, but ETSU hanging with them right now. Doing hard. Jordan King, he's knocked down 2 threes. He's got the Bucks within a couple right here. Tyrese Huey, though, says, you know what you can do, I can do better. From playing in the first round, which is Friday. So hard to win 4 games. Hard to win enough to win 3 games in 3 nights, let alone 4 in 4 nights. That said, it's going to be another outstanding weekend in Asheville. That city embraces the Southern Conference and its member institutions.
Slauson stumbles, somehow maintains the dribble. Into Vanderwall's hands, goes inside, and he's fouled by ETSU. And the foul's on Jamarius Hairston for the Bucks, and that's his first of the game. Point paints here tonight. Furman with 16 points in the paint, ETSU with 10. Furman 5 steals, Dean, and ETSU has 1.
Well, and those steals are due in part to 7 turnovers by the Bucks. And that is something to really watch. If you're Desmond Oliver, you've got to keep preaching to your guys. Ball security. You know, as you see Vanderwall at the line, I think you can't talk enough about the growth of the bench for Furman. You knew what Bothwell and Slauson were going to do this season. I mean, they are veterans, and they've been around. Even Garrett Keene has played in big games, but guys like Witt, Huey, Vanderwall, and Alex Williams, this is arguably the best bench in the Southern Conference.
A little breathing room in the lead for Furman, up by 5. A nice move by Haynes inside, lays it up and in. Wow. Hanging in the air, banking it in off the window for 2.
Yeah, I'm not going to play horse against Haynes tonight. That's a heck of a move. He missed a layup earlier, even though it showed great body control for someone his size, 6'8", 255.
Fouls on Haynes for ETSU. That's his first. Here's the basket by Haynes. Look out.
Well, look, Jalen Slauson is the reigning defensive player of the year in the Southern Conference, and many think that it's between him and Kobe Langley of UNCG to win it again, and he put him in the mixer.
Bothwell misses the 3. Rebound by Tipler for ETSU. As Dean said, Tipler was out of the rotation with an injury earlier in the SoCon season. Back here tonight for another game. There's a shot missing from 3 by Illick, and the rebound by Furman. Here's Witt, out of control, finds Williams. Williams against Illick, lays it up and puts it in.
Well, he just played a little bully ball right there. You know, in that last shot by Illick, it was one and done. Nobody rebounded, but I think that the Bucks have now are going to kind of forgive, they're going to surrender a little bit.
And a two-hand slam by Jalen Haynes, his third basket. He has 6 points. He averages 14 a game on the season for ETSU. Bothwell inside, outside, open three is missed by Williams. Got his own board. Oh, rejected by Haynes. And they play on. No goaltending, no whistle. They play on. Here is King.
Well, Haynes doing it at both ends right now. What I was saying was it'll be interesting to watch, you know, what how many Bucks crash the boards when the shot goes up. They may be surrendering just to get back on defense.
Tipler missing the three. Rebound Furman. Here's Witt. Outside Slauson. Vanderwall, corner three, book it, a three by Ben Vanderwall. 7 points in the game, his first three on the night.
He thanks his teammate for the pass, a little smile. He's feeling good here tonight. Certainly not danger time, but the Bucks got to start matching some points right here.
Tipler, that's a deep three, banks it in. My goodness, the three goes down for Tipler, his second one of the night. Here's Slauson trying to create, goes inside and scores. Jalen Slauson, he's been quiet until now. That's his first two of the game.
Well, he and Bothwell have both been quiet. Bothwell has not scored, as you just mentioned, Slauson, his first basket. And yet, the Paladins lead by 5. That's a good sign if you're a Furman fan.
As we have exactly 3 minutes to go here in the opening half of play. King slips it inside to Haynes, outside Tipler. Hairston off balance, no. Whistle, and they call it shot clock violation. Turnover on ETSU. It's 8th of the night. We get a timeout on the court.
ETSU is doing what they can to stick around inside a difficult place to win. Just a little slip pass right there by Tipler. Jalen Haynes knows what to do with it. At the other end, he's been equally effective. Big fella keeping the Bucks hanging around.
Brock Bowling, Dean Keener, and the rest of our crew with you. Let's take a look at Furman, get to know the Paladins a little bit better. Located right here in Greenville, South Carolina, established in 1826. You see the enrollments. Team nicknamed the Paladins in the Southern Conference.
If you haven't noticed, their colors are purple. And if you don't know what a Paladin is, I'll let you read that.
A heroic champion, defender of a cause, member
Charlemagne's court. Interesting. Well, regardless, it is a good basketball team as well.
Here's Pegues. 5 of 6 from the floor so far in this game. Corner three. Rebound Tipler for ETSU. Here come the Bucks, down by 5, 2:20 to go here in the first half. As the Bucks have been hanging around here against the heavily favored Paladins on the Paladins home court here tonight.
Well, they have, even with 8 turnovers here. This is a big 2 minutes.
Inside, Seymour flies in for the slam. Jaden Seymour, give him 6 points on the night.
Well, that dribble drive's what set it up. 3 Paladin defenders just collapsed, and that allowed an easy pass and slam by Seymour.
Oh, nice slip inside, and Foster puts it in. Marcus Foster slips inside. Beautiful assist by Huey. And Foster has his second basket of the game.
Well, that's what you do when you're overplayed, go back door.
And Furman back in the lead by 5 again. Loose ball, knocked away into the backcourt, run down by Illick of ETSU. And the shot clock ticking down inside of 10. King. Out of Tipler, 5 to shoot. Tipler has to put it up. Foul line jumper, no. Offensive rebound by Seymour. Shot clock reset to 20.
Nice job right there. Multiple Bucks just defending on the glass. Give them a chance to put some points on the board. And maybe a 2-for-1 right now, just under a minute.
Three to shoot. Illick notices it, puts it up, and puts it in at the shot clock buzzer. Braden Illick a three. And he pulls the Bucks within one. Slauson, that's a three. Off the mark, rebound Seymour for ETSU.
Just enough of a difference where if you're Desmond Oliver, you can't tell your troops to go for the last one. He is going to use that, use it or lose it, 30-second timeout.
Take a quick break. It's Furman by 2 at home, 29.2 to go in the first half. Back after this on ESPNU. As Illick nails the three for the Bucks. Bill, 29.2 seconds remaining in the first half. It's Furman by 2. And 18, how about Furman and Mike Bothwell? No points so far here in the first half. He's only taken 2 shots, missed both. How do the Paladins get him involved here in the game?
Well, credit ETSU for some good defense. Bothwell was quiet in that loss, just 5 points on Wednesday at the Citadel. So a little bit of a mini slump, if you will. He's got to get going as their leading scorer.
Haynes against Heen. Tippler has it, 3 to shoot. Hairston has to put up a 3 at the shot clock buzzer. No, rebound by Slauson, 5 seconds to go. Here in the first half, Pegues with 1, puts up a long 3, off the mark. And halftime is here as Furman has a 2-point lead at home.
Well, you gotta feel somewhat good if you're ETSU.
He's 13 points, including a couple of threes in the first half of action. And Coach Bob Ritchie said earlier this season he feels like J.P. Pegues is the most improved player in the SoCon from last year as a freshman to this year, his sophomore season. So Furman has the ball, leading by 2. By the way, Furman this season 20-2 and leading at the halftime break. And it's Furman ball to begin the second half of play. Bothwell scoreless in the first half, only took 2 shots, missed both, misses that one. Put back is good by Bothwell, his first 2 of the game. And you see the stats in the first half. ETSU shooting just below 50% in the first half, and Furman just under 50% as well.
Well, stats across the board pretty even. You know, those turnovers ate a little bit too many for ETSU, as you see the stars kind of get going here. Bothwell and then Haynes, each way trading baskets. But the turnovers for the Bucks, they really kind of started having a little bit better ball control, ball security late in the first half.
Double team comes and a reach-in foul from behind. It's on ETSU. That's on Jamarius Hairston. That's his second of the game.
If you want to know potentially what Bob Ritchie and staff were talking about at halftime, one of them was, how do we get Mike Bothwell going, right? That first possession was to get him the ball on the wing and let him just try to drive and create, and he was able to get that putback.
Foster, the floater, comes up short. Rebound Haynes for ETSU. We talked with Desmond Oliver before the game. He felt like coming into this season, his team at ETSU had about 8 or 9 guys that could start, but the whole nucleus of the team has not been available this year due to injuries off and on throughout the season. It's just not very deep, especially at the point guard spot. Shot clock inside of 10. Here's Smith, and he dragged the pivot foot traveling on Smith. Turnover number 9 on ETSU.
That's a great point, and now they're down yet another guard, Alan Struthers, as you see Desmond Oliver right there talking to his staff. Jordan King, think about this, he made 97 threes a year ago, his first year at ETSU, 55 this year. And part of the reason is just he's having to carry the load from the point guard spot, and he's not getting as many scoring opportunities.
Foster, 2-man game with Heen, lays it up and puts it in. Garrett Heen with his 3rd basket, 6 points on the night.
He's really known for his defense, but he's a capable offensive player. He just goes about his business. He lets Slauson, Bothwell, Pegues, and all those guys do their things, and then at the right time, he shows up and makes big baskets.
Deep in the shot clock again. Shot clock at 6. King calling out the plays. Down to 3 to shoot. King forces a pass inside and throws it away out of bounds. Turnover on ETSU, number 10 of the night.
The Bucks were able to hit a couple of big baskets in the first half when the shot clock was going down. Watch this last possession. Nice little two-man game right there between Foster and Heen. A tight screen and a roll to the basket. Perfect execution by the Paladins.
Pegues, 13 points in the first half. Ball kicked away and back into Pegues' hands. On the drive, Pegues blocked from behind by Seymour. Corralled on the offensive glass by Foster, and he scores a 2.
And that's on Jordan King. He didn't put a body on the Paladin.
And a basket inside by the Bucks, and Jordan King give him his first points of the second half.
That just drives coaches crazy, allowing a layup at one end after you made a basket. You should have time to get back and build the defense after a made field goal.
Pegues, that's a 3. Not this time. Rebound by Hairston for ETSU. King up the floor to Smith. Triple team, someone's open. He finds Haynes down low, and he shuffled the feed, traveling on Haynes. Another turnover on ETSU, number 11 in the game.
Turnover right there, but boy, ETSU doing a really nice job of pushing, almost doing their best imitation of Furman offense. Watch this, made basket. Seymour inbounds it, a couple of dribbles by King, and he just goes right to the rim. That's just bad transition defense by the Paladins.
Heen looking for the lob inside to Slauson. He's fouled as he tried to catch it and throw it down. Fouls on Jaden Seymour, and ETSU his first foul of the game.
Here it is again, Heen, and then that back screen by Bothwell. So you got to make sure that you're defending Bothwell. And if you hedge it all, boy, you give an inch, Slauson can run to the rim and make you pay.
So here's Jalen Slauson at the line, 6'7", fifth-year senior from Summerville, South Carolina. The first free throw is good. And Dean, it's been amazing to watch this young man grow as a player and develop over the years. 4 years ago, his freshman season, scored a total of 19 points for the entire season. Now he's averaging 15 points a game. Last year, the SoCon Defensive Player of the Year.
He had 31 fouls as freshman. He had more personal fouls than he did points. But that's just kind of been the cornerstone of Bob Ritchie's program. I mean, you go back to the Stephen Kroons, Matt Rafferty's, Clay Mounts, Noah Gurley. I mean, on, and guys just get better.
Furman by 6. Hairston inside, outside Tipler, 5 to shoot. Tipler, King, catch and shoot 3. Put back is in by Haynes.
Haynes is a guy that can compete at this level at both ends. He can make shots in a variety of ways, and then he can defend as well.
A nice move by Haynes, lays it up and puts it in. 4 baskets in the game by Garrett Heen, give him 8 points in the game.
He's been rock solid here tonight. He made huge improvement from his freshman to sophomore year. Not as much this year, but the junior out of Charlotte has been a mainstay in their lineup. Just gotta love his athleticism and length.
Oh, what an athletic move by Jordan King. Goes reverse and lays it up and in. 12 points for King. On the other end, a foul. In transition called on ETSU. It's on Haynes. That's his second of the game. A timeout on the court.
You can see King a little bit winded right there. You better be ready when you're playing the Paladins. First, it's Garrett Heen with the drive, the spin, and the finish. But right back at the other end, Jordan King with the back cut, the little dipsy-do on the reverse. This is a good basketball game tonight.
Back here in Greenville, South Carolina, 15-14 to go in the game. Furman in the back and forth game leads ETSU 49-45. Let's take a look at tonight's Wendy's Wooden Watch. Dean, who do you like on this list?
Who don't you like? That is those are 5 really good players. I think Zach Eady is the front runner right now from really the start of the season. He has been kind of the main focal point of college basketball. But Drew Timme, right? I think this is year 6 for him out in Spokane. Jalen Wilson, boy, what the Jayhawks did in the second half against Baylor yesterday was nothing short of spectacular. Brandon Miller, I think he's arguably the best freshman in the country. And then out on the West Coast, UCLA has a number of good players. Great year in college basketball yet again as we head toward conference tournament play and then March Madness. I'm biased, but there's not a better time of year.
Foster at the line. He had 21 points, 5 threes, and 11 rebounds in the previous game against ETSU on the road. Makes 2 free throws there. He has 8 points. Furman 7 of 7 at the line. And Furman in the lead by 6. Furman with 24 bench points compared to 11 for ETSU, and we've had 3 ties, 9 lead changes in this back and forth game. Haynes double teamed inside Smith. He can't convert. And the rebound by Furman. Up the floor, Mike Bothwell rolls around and it goes in.
If you don't have a dog in the fight, how entertaining are the Furman Paladins? They get up and down in the blink of an eye. They use a third of the shot clock on each possession. And you talk about bench points. I mean, they've been able to play. They've been able to go 10 deep. I think that will come into play here as we head down the second half.
King misfires from 3. Rebound by Furman. And Furman wants to run. Leads the SoCon in points per game at 82.2 per game so far this season. Haynes making a Heen rather inside. Misses the short jumper on the turnaround. Rebound by Haynes for ETSU. ETSU down 8. It was down 2 at the break, 4 just a moment ago. Now the lead is doubled for Furman as we've played 6 minutes here in the second half.
You got to try to defend, and it starts with transition defense when you're playing Furman, but you got to match them as well offensively. And so far, ETSU's been able to do that. Every time Furman wants to stretch the lead, they've come back with a 3.
A 3 by Hairston is 3rd of the game. He has 9 and cuts the lead down to 5. Pegues inside, outside Bothwell. Muscles his way into the paint. He misses the shot, but he's fouled. He'll head to the line, and he will shoot 2. Fouls on Hairston. And that's his 3rd of the game. Here's our SEC Big Ten Super Tuesday college basketball doubleheader, with some of the top teams in each conference going at it. At 7 Eastern, number 10 Tennessee takes on Texas A&M. Then 14th ranked Indiana squares off against Michigan State. Should be another great night of hoops on ESPN and the ESPN app.
You get the sense that Mike Bothwell is starting to hit a little rhythm right now. That's danger time if you're ETSU. I mean, he's one of the SoCon's best perimeter players.
Mike Bothwell, first team All-SoCon last year, had 13 points in the win at ETSU in January. He goes 2 for 2 at the line. The Paladins are 9 of 9 at the stripe. It's the Paladins by 7, 13 and a half minutes to go.
Bothwell distributing more than ever this year, but yet his field goal percentage is up. He's got a chance at 2,000 career points. We talked about it at halftime there, the senior night. Boy, he has had a fantastic career in Greenville.
Tipler, that's a 3, and that's good from deep by D'Anthony Tipler's 3rd 3 of the night. Back comes Furman. Slauson bumped, and a whistle foul called on ETSU. All right, so Dean, it's a 4-point game. ETSU has been down most of the game, down 2 possessions now. What does it need to do to stay in the game and have a chance at the end?
I think they've got to continue to make some threes. Right, they were 6 of 12 in the first half. You see Tipler right there. They've hit a number of deep threes when the shot clock has been down tonight, but that was one of the keys. When you're down a couple of guys, you're on the road, that 3 is the equalizer. And against this potent Furman offense, I think that's really one of the only ways that they're going to be able to pull out a win.
5 to shoot. Slauson skips it over to Vanderwall. Open 3. Short. Offensive rebound, Williams. Shot clock reset to 20. Slauson fakes the 3. Quick turnaround. Goes in for 2 by Slauson.
So athletic. He plays bigger than his actual size of 6'7". And he's so mobile. He can play inside, he can play outside, right? He faked that 3. You got to honor that. And he's able to put it on the floor.
Here's Tipler. Down the alley, cross courts it to Smith. Smith all the way, lays it up, count the basket, and a foul. Justice Smith scores his first 2 of the night.
Just when you think this crowd is into it, the momentum has swung toward the Paladins. Well, ETSU comes right back. Watch Smith, just a little heads and shoulders fake. He gets Vanderwall out of his stance just enough to where he can get it to the rim. He's got a chance at old-fashioned three-point play. Credit these Bucks for hanging tough here tonight. This is a team that's had some tough go here in conference play, but not showing it tonight.
Yeah, Justice Smith just converted the three-point play. Coach Oliver said of Smith that he has a ton of potential. He's 6'6", has a 37-inch vertical. Says he has a high ceiling. He's been inconsistent with his play this year, but he says his upside is great. And ETSU cuts the lead down to 3. Exactly 12 minutes to go. It's Witt, Williams, Huey, Foster, and Bothwell, the 5 of the floor for Furman, clad in the home white. Foster, inside position, and the Paladins want a goaltending call. They don't get it. Foul instead is called on D'Anthony Tippler of ETSU. That's his second. We get a timeout on the court. 11:43 to go here in Greenville. Furman at home leads it by 3. Here's our next ACC Big 12 Big Monday doubleheader at 7 Eastern. Kyle Filipowski and Duke host L. Ellis and Louisville at Cameron Indoor. Then Jalen Wilson and 5th-ranked Kansas take on number 22 TCU, who has leading scorer Mike Miles back for this very important game. Both games are over on ESPN and the ESPN app. Brock Bowling, Dean Keener with you. And Dean, how about Jordan King? He's keeping ETSU in the game.
He is. He leads it with 12 points. And he's known as a three-point shooter, but you see some of the really nifty drives he's had here tonight. Finishing with both his right and his off left hand. And then the back cut uses the rim to shield the taller Derek Keene. He's been really, really good.
And Coach Desmond Oliver said before the game about King that he's been the focal point on opposing teams' scouting reports. He's really had to labor for every shot he's taken and made this year. He had 23 points and 6 assists on Wednesday in the loss against Western Carolina. That's the first free throw missed by Marcus Foster. There's Jordan King having a good game.
Think about this now. I mean, ETSU is battling to try to finish in the top 6 of the Southern Conference, not wanting to play on Friday night. The competitiveness of this game showing how good ETSU is bodes very well for an entertaining Southern Conference tournament in 2 weeks.
Furman 10 of 11 at the line. And leads it by 4 on ETSU. Inside position, Haynes goes up against Williams and puts it in. Jalen Haynes now with 12 points on the night.
He's also helping to keep them in. It's kind of that inside-outside combination. You talk about Bothwell and Slauson inside out for the Paladins. It's King and Haynes tonight for the Bucks.
Here's Bothwell, 6 to shoot. Bothwell with 3. Williams, corner 3. Got it! A 3 by Williams.
Everybody was focused on Bothwell as the clock was going down. He found his teammate Alex Williams in the corner. He has been a terrific three-point shooter in conference play. Gives the Paladins a 5-point lead. Watch it again. The drive, the dish. Williams, he knows it's good. Bam.
But one of the all-time greats to play for Furman, Frank Selby, back in the early 50s, inducted into the National Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame this past November. He led the entire NCAA in scoring in 1953-54, averaging over 41 points a game that year, averaged over 32 points per game in his collegiate career, and scored 100 points in a single game against Newberry in February 1954. And Dean, one of the all-time greats at this school.
Pretty gaudy numbers, and he did it without a three-point shot. Think about how many points he might have scored had he played for Bob Ritchie at the pace that this current Paladins team plays at.
Scored 100 points in a game. That's saying something if you can be mentioned in the same breath, in the same facts as Wilt Chamberlain, who scored 100 points in an NBA game. And Selby did it in the NCAA game in 1954. Here's King, inside pass to Haynes. Reverse layup is good by Jalen Haynes, heating it up right at his average at 14 points per game. He has 14 here in this game tonight.
That's really been the game plan by the Bucks. It's been King or it's been Haynes. That time it was King assisting Haynes.
Williams made a three earlier, not this time. Offensive rebound by Slauson. In the hands of Carter Witt. Witt driving on Haynes, blocked by Haynes and taken by Seymour. Here's Tipler.
Witt didn't want to take that three. He probably would like to redo that possession to try to challenge Jalen Haynes right now, one-on-one around the rim. He's not going to win many of those battles.
Here's Smith. Working on Foster to Seymour's hands. Again, deep in the shot clock, inside of 10. Tipler with 5, goes downhill, inside S. A slam by Haynes. And ETSU pulls it within 1. Williams, that's a 3 in the corner. That's good. Another 3 by Williams. His second 3 of the game. He has 10 points on the night.
And just like that, again, Haynes with the dunk. But you've got to get back on this Paladins team.
King, that's a 3. That's good by King. That's his second 3 of the game. Give him 15 points, and it's another lead trimmed down to 1 for Furman, 64-63. Shot for 3, missing by Witt. Rebound ETSU, and the Bucks can take the lead on this trip.
Absolutely. They have continued at times when you think they're just starting to wobble. Tires going flat. Absolutely not.
Catch and shoot 3 by Tipler. That's way off. And before that miss, ETSU was 7 of 7 on his last 7 shots from the floor. At the top, it's Foster. His 3 is good.
Yeah, nice job right there by Bothwell. He could have challenged Haynes, who looks a little tired walking up the court right now. But he thought better of it and found Foster stepping in at the top of the key.
Smith on Witt, comes up empty, and the loose ball picked up by Furman and Foster. Witt finds Slauson for the one-hand slam!
Desmond Aller, does he wait for the under 8 timeout? He knows his team is tired, and when you're physically tired, boy, the mental side of it can go as well.
A timeout taken by Desmond Oliver and ETSU, and we will as well.
Jalen Slauson leading the troops right now. Boy, he runs, he knows how to finish. Hey, America, get to Asheville to see a bracket buster win the Southern Conference Tournament.
We're back in Greenville in this Southern Conference college basketball game. Here's a look at the Southern Conference tournament bracket. If the season ended today, Stanford would be the 1 seed. The 2 seed would be UNCG, and Furman would be the 3.
Yeah, and look, I think the key, though, we always talk like you want to be in the top 6. I'm not so sure you don't want to be in the top 5, because then you stay away from either Stanford, UNCG, or Furman, the top 3. They're going to finish in that order in some way. But first things first, this Paladins team, boy, they can score in the blink of an eye. Every time ETSU has gotten close, they've scored, and they score in bunches. They're so good and so hard to guard because they put 5 guys on the floor that can score.
So it's Furman by 6, under 8 to go. How about ETSU in the second half, Dean? 11 of 16 from the field, shooting 69% to stay in this game. What do you like best of what you've seen from the Bucks?
Well, look, they're doing the best they can defensively. I still think their transition could be better. But offensively, they've had good spacing, and they've gone to their 2 players. They've gone to Haynes, and they've gone to King, and they've produced yet again.
And they go to Haynes again, give him 18 points in the game, 12 since the halftime break. And he pulls ETSU to within 2. Correction, to within 4. Slauson, backdoor to Heen, bobbles it, and that'll be goaltending on Haynes. 2 points for Garrett Heen. He's now in double figures with 10.
This is is the first time you have seen a Southern Conference game. As you see the replay right there, a little dribble handoff screen by Pegues, and then it's kind of reverse action. It's a misdirect. The first time you're seeing ETSU at 10 and 18. Put that record aside, where they've got talent and the ability to hang with one of the best 3 teams in the Southern Conference on their home court, where the Paladins have been terrific.
Pegues missing the 3, crashing the offensive glass is Foster, and it rolls around and it goes in. Foster with 14 and a 6-point lead again for Furman.
Foster so athletic. They can play some small ball with him, but he's at his best when he's at the small forward slot.
There's Tippler in the lane. Finds a cutting Seymour. Score the basket and a foul. Seymour, his first points of the second half. A chance for a 3-point play.
Terrific finish right there by Jaden Seymour. Strength, athleticism. Watch Tippler right here. Not really a no look, but a nifty pass. Only where Seymour cutting can get it, and then Foster off the rebound. And then the finish. Nice little misdirect dribble right there.
So Seymour at the line, 6'8" sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina. Only a 55% free throw shooter, knocks it down. ETSU 5 of 5 at the line in the game. Down to a 1-possession game. It's Furman by 3.
I wonder at this point. Go ahead. See Slauson again on the back cut. Overplayed. Where do you go? You go back door. And with that athleticism, you finish it. Charlie, he's trying to get a Sports Center top 10 tonight.
Has 2 jams in a row by Slauson on that pass by Heen. And it's a 2-possession game again. Furman in the lead, exactly 6 minutes to go. And a steal by Foster. Turnover on ETSU. Up the floor, Furman, and the alley-oop is broken up and taken away by ETSU. Here's Tippler going downhill to the glass, comes up short. Seymour, the offensive rebound, put back slam.
As we've said, this Bucks front court talented.
Foster in the corner, short on that 3. Rebound by Brock Jancic for ETSU, and he's fouled over the back by Furman. It's on Heen. That's his 2nd foul of the game.
Seymour has shown tremendous athleticism off the Tippler miss. Gets it. He cements that pivot foot. And he finishes to where only he's going to be the one. And then the back door by Slauson. He's got such a great motor to him. He and Bothwell both have been good in the second half. Bothwell with 6 points. Slauson now with 8 in the second half.
Well, ETSU, after starting out 11 of 16 from the field in the second half, now the Bucks have made 4 of their last 5 field goals here in the last couple of minutes. Here's King, trying to create, 6 to shoot. King goes inside, draws the contact, and a foul. Foul is on Mike Bothwell. That's his first foul of the game.
Make no mistake, ETSU, they knew they were going to get Furman's best shot. Watch King again on the drive right there. Bothwell, I think he touched him. I haven't seen many players that thought they fouled. But the Bucks, man, you've got to give supreme kudos to these guys. They've come into this environment on senior day after the Paladins. You ask, how in the heck did they lose to Citadel? Well, Citadel's got some players as well, Stephen Clark and others, but they've taken their best punches, the Bucks have, and they are coming right at Furman here tonight.
And Jalen Haynes has come out of the game. I think he might have some blood on him. He has to come out of the game, get that blood stopped and taken care of. You see his numbers, 18 points, 7 boards, 3 assists. He's had a heck of a game here tonight.
And that's about what he's been averaging over the last 9 games. We said it in the opening. averaging a little over 19 points and 8 rebounds while shooting 60% from the floor. He's shooting over 80% tonight, 9 of 11 from the floor. And he has been simply fantastic.
And Haynes, when we talked to Coach Desmond Oliver before the game, he says that ETSU has found a post player they can finally play through. He feels Haynes can be a dominant force in the SoCon, says the sky is the limit for that kid. King, a three. Nobody's fouled in the closeout by Heen. And 3 free throws coming up for Jordan King for ETSU.
I always say it, that is one of the cardinal sins of basketball. Watch Heen, he has to switch out on that screen, and while he tries to contest the shot, he did foul King, make no mistake, but that's one of the cardinal sins, fouling a three-point jump shooter.
So Jordan King at the line, 17 points, 84% free throw shooter, named third team all SoCon last year. And again, earlier this year in a game against the Citadel, had 42 points and 7 steals in one game. That's doing some balling.
It certainly is. 8 threes. Could have made 10 according to his coach, a couple of rimmed out.
First of 3 foul shots on the way, and nothing but net on that one. ETSU 6 of 6 at the line, 18 points for King. 18 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists for Jordan King. Second one is pure as well.
The Bucks have continued to score against Furman. If you're Desmond Oliver now, you got to figure out, we're under 5 minutes. How do I utilize my remaining 2 timeouts? I've got the under 4 media because I got to keep my core rested and as fresh as possible late in the game.
And King makes all 3. He has 20 points. We are tied at 75 inside 5 minutes to go. Heen inside Bothwell trying to create. He's trapped out to Heen. Shot clock inside of 10. Bothwell had his pocket picked and stolen away by ETSU. 5 turnovers on Furman, and the ETSU Buccaneers can take the lead on this trip.
The defense was solid. Where do you go? My guess is you try to keep the ball in King and Haynes' hands as much as you can.
King whips it across court. Seymour for the lead. He got it! A 3 by Seymour. It's ETSU's first lead since it was 25-23 at the 7:57 mark of the first half. Bothwell. Shot for 3 by Heen is good, and he ties the game at 78.
Heen can knock those down. Don't let that discourage you. You see his height, but you know what? The Bucks, you've got to like their composure right now. They are not rattled one bit by this crowd. They're one of the best teams in the league.
King's pass is deflected off of Furman out of bounds. And we get a timeout on the court.
Now this thing has been exciting. Don't foresee any changes in the last 3:32. It's generally the Paladins turning defense into offense. This time the Bucks, they get the steal, they get the pass. Jaden Seymour with the 3, 78 all. Solid against a team that really has been almost unbeatable at home. Paladins 54-8 at home in SoCon games since the start of the 2015-2016 season.
There's Jalen Haynes walking back onto the floor as the blood stopped on his right elbow. Okay, so tied at 78 game, 3:32 to go. What do you look for by each team to be successful down the stretch?
If you're not Richie, you got to have confidence. You've got guys that have been here, they're confident, and you've got a guy like Bothwell and Slauson that can go get their own. At the same time, you've got to make sure that you defend a confident Bucks team. This is arguably as well as ETSU has played all season. If you're Desmond Oliver, you've got to make sure that your guys are mentally focused right now, that they're not tired, but they know where to go. Go to King or Haynes and play off of them.
Haynes backs in on Heen, and he lost it. Turnover on ETSU, number 13 of the game. Here comes Furman, 5 men in double figures tonight, but not Mike Bothwell. He has 6. Inside Heen. Underneath this Lawson, layup, no, but he's fouled. He'll head to the line and shoot 2.
There's grown man action inside. Haynes challenged Slauson. Nice little dump down right there, but he challenges Heen, and then he goes right back at Slauson. This league is so good. Right? I mean, as good as Furman is, Samford and UNCG right there equally as good. I mean, there's going to be a 3, 4, 5 seed from a Power 5 conference. They're going to get a game in the NCAA tournament and then some.
Slauson, 80% free throw shooter, 1 out of 2. Rebound by Seymour for ETSU. Furman now 11 of 13 at the line. 1-point game, 3:10 to go. ETSU with the ball down 1. Tipler getting downhill. Shot rejected by Furman. Recovered though by Hairston. Inside to Haynes. King, 8 to shoot. Needs help. 5 to shoot. Tipler in the lane, feeds it inside to Haynes, puts it up, and he misses the shot, but he's fouled. He'll head to the line and shoot 2.
Boy, great patience right there by the Bucks. They didn't panic as the shot clock was running down. Watch Tipler. That's just another little nifty dump down pass. He had Seymour early. Won't get credit for the assist. But on that earlier in the possession, nice block by Foster.
2 shots for Jalen Haynes, the transfer from Virginia Tech. 66% free throw shooter, 18 points. 12 in the second half, misses that one. That's the first miss on the night at the line for ETSU. And Coach Oliver said he came to ETSU with a ton of potential. It said his body had to change, had to lose some weight, that he's been outstanding this year for the Bucks team.
Many times that's true. It doesn't matter if you go to a Power 5 or just sometimes a man among boys in high school, you're just a man among men at the college level. And it takes guys time to get in shape mentally, physically, get their bodies ready, and he has.
Misses both free throws. Furman still in the lead by 1. 2:40 to go. Here's Bothwell. He's been quiet tonight. 6 points in the game, all in the second half. Reach-in foul called on DeAnthony Tipler of ETSU. That's his 3rd. And we have 1-on-1 free throws coming up for Furman.
Tipler could have got called the first time right there. Almost hit Bothwell in the face. At that point, just surrender a little bit. Clock's now under 20, and you got Bothwell fighting you at 30 feet from the basket.
So here's Mike Bothwell at the line. Was 0 for 2 in the first half. No points. Has 6 points here in the second half. Coach Ritchie said before the game he's playing with better consistency this year compared to a year ago. He's scoring more points than ever. And he's also been creating more for his teammates more often than ever before.
Just more well-rounded. You know, I was thinking during the senior day celebrations as he walked out with his parents from Cleveland Heights, Ohio, how many schools he had to drive by or fly over to get to Greenville, South Carolina. What a great recruiting job by Bob Ritchie and his staff.
So Bothwell makes both of the 1-on-1 free throws. Slauson loses a shoe, puts it back on. Bothwell, by the way, 7 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds in the game. It's Furman by 3, 2:31 to go.
See that too much. Now it looks like he's trying to get the knot out of the shoe, so maybe it was secured pretty good, but you just don't wear high tops anymore. So because of that, I mean, you step on the back of somebody's heel, you can flip their shoe off in a hurry.
So it's a close game, Dean, and remember, we said it in the beginning of the broadcast, ETSU has 9 losses this year by 4 points or less. It's down by 3 right now with 2:31 to go.
And part of that is they're last in the Southern Conference in free throw shooting. We saw just a moment ago, Jalen Haynes missing 2. You see those losses again.
And Haynes draws the contact, blocking foul on Garrett Heen. of Furman. That's his fourth, and 2 free throws coming up for Jalen Haynes, and he's shaken up.
You wonder if he's cramping a little bit. He's walked up the court a couple of times. He has played a terrific game, and I mean game at both ends. Just been rock solid for ETSU.
And the last time he was at the line, he missed 2 free throws, and he looked tired at the stripe the last time out.
Desmond Oliver kind of looking down at his staff, and watch it here. He's trying to decide, boy, who do I go with? Well, there's nobody playing at this level. He knocks Heen as much as he knocks him. Clearly contact, clearly a foul. I hope it's a cramp more than maybe a knee, but I don't know that Haynes can get up at this point and continue in the game. Now with the trainer on the court, he is going to have to come out.
And so Jaden Seymour will shoot the free throws for ETSU.
Boy, mark that down at the 2:17 mark. You lose your leading scorer and rebounder and rim protector at the defensive end. You hope if you're ETSU, you can get him back.
So by rule, since Haynes cannot shoot the free throws, Bob Ritchie of Furman has the right to choose which ETSU player on the floor shoots the free throws. It's Seymour. He's only 55% on the year, knocks down the first one. Shot number 2 coming up.
I would have chosen Seymour too, although he didn't look like a 55% free throw shooter on that first one.
1 out of 2 for Seymour. 2-point game. Furman in the lead. Coming up on 2 minutes remaining in this back and forth battle. Bothwell cut off of the baseline on a double team out to Heen. Big East trying to create. Slips inside, misses the bunny. Rebound by Heen offensively for Furman. And he is fouled on the floor. Fouled by Brock Jancic of ETSU. That's his first foul of the game.
So again, that's an offensive rebound. We've seen that a number of times here in the second half. Heen just is able to corral it and stay in bounds. Boy, that ball hits the ground, but it doesn't go out of bounds. And now Heen, interestingly, he shoots better from the floor than he does the free throw line.
Rattles out that free throw. Rebound by Seymour. Bucks can tie or take the lead on this trip as we approach almost 90 seconds remaining in the game.
There are Southern Conference coaches watching this game, and they may be the only ones not in disbelief. They know how talented this team from East Tennessee State is.
Tipler inside, can't finish off the glass. Rebound by Furman. Furman by 2, minute 20 to go. Slauson driving baseline, cut off by Jancic. Loose ball. Heen has it, 8 to shoot. Finds a cutting Bothwell, lays it up. No, put back is missed by Slauson. Rebound, fought for, loose ball, tie up, and the arrow goes to ETSU.
That was a quick held ball right there. A lot of action, a lot of contact. Watch it here again. The cut, the finish, a little bit of contact. Slauson gets hit just a little bit on the putback. Bothwell causes the tie-up. Nice wall-up right there by Jancic. And Bothwell reaches in and gets the tie-up. If you're Desmond Oliver, you're trying to figure out, do I have Haynes or not right now?
So a timeout taken by ETSU. There's a look at the Southern Conference standings coming into tonight. Sanford in first, UNCG in second, Furman right now in third place, ETSU in seventh with a record of 6-9 in the league.
Up and down, everybody can win at least one game in Asheville, and that's what makes that tournament so intriguing. That can throw things into disarray. Clearly, Furman, UNCG, and Sanford have separated themselves, and rightfully so. They're deserving of the top 3 seeds.
So Chandler Haynes back into the game for ETSU. Minute to go, ETSU down 2. What do you look for here from the Bucks on this possession?
I think you got to try to get some kind of ball screen action with Haynes and Tippler, and then try to go to get the ball into King's hands for a potential shot.
King with the ball, shot clock inside of 10. King trying to create, 5 to shoot. Haynes for the baseline, long 2 goes up and off the mark. Rebound by Slauson for the Paladins, and the shot clock and game clock are virtually identical. ETSU needs to foul, and Seymour fouls Foster with 22.9 to go.
And credit the Paladin defense. When they needed a stop, they came up with one. Their defense has been good but not great today. But at the most important time and the biggest possession, they were able to throw ETSU out of balance right there and force Haynes into a 17-foot semi-contested jump shot. Not a strong point of his. That's his first miss of the second half.
So Marcus Foster will go to the line. He is at 84% free throw shooter. And he will shoot 2. A chance to make it a 2-possession game right here. This is the first. Shot number 2 coming up.
He keeps it at a 1-possession game.
One out of 2 for Foster. Give him 15 points on the night. Furman making its free throws, 14 out of 18 of the game. And a timeout taken.
Desmond Oliver going to take his last timeout. It becomes a full, and really wants to talk through this offensive possession to make sure they get it right. Now the question is, can you try to score quick and then foul and force potentially the right Furman free throw shooter again, or do you go for a 3 right off the bat?
Either way, do you feel like for ETSU it should go for the first good look it has?
Absolutely, absolutely should. If you're Bob Ritchie, you're talking about what you're going to do defensively. I'm certainly going to stay in the half-court man-to-man, but do you switch? Do you switch all screens?
So the timeout taken by ETSU. Furman talking defensive strategy. Here's a look at the upcoming remaining schedule for Furman. It'll be at home against Mercer on Wednesday and then at Sanford on Saturday. If Furman wins tonight, and if Furman wins on Wednesday, and if Sanford wins on Wednesday, the 2 will clash on Saturday in Birmingham, and that will decide the SoCon regular season title.
A lot of basketball though between now and then. Even this one, because I've got a feeling this 22.9 seconds is going to take a little bit of time to play out. The way these two have battled all night long, regardless. Nothing with moral victories, particularly from ETSU, but boy, they have played one whale of a game inside a tough environment.
2 more games remaining in the regular season for ETSU as well, against the Citadel on Wednesday and then on Saturday against UNCG. ETSU ball down by 3, 22.9 to go. The Bucks, by the way, no field goals made in the last 3 minutes and 52 seconds.
No bigger defensive stops than that last one by the Paladins.
In the Kings' hands, under 20 seconds to go. Will they go for a quick 2 or try to get a 3? Here's Tippler with 12 seconds to go. Tippler on the baseline, and he throws it away, out of bounds, back to Furman with 8.8 to go.
Well, they were trying to get Jordan King on the misdirect, and then Tippler went baseline, didn't think he could get it to him. Watch Tippler, he goes baseline, King was not open as Slauson switched out, and then Hairston just simply didn't replace on the baseline. You see the Furman bench celebrating the possession, but certainly not the game at this point.
It'll be Furman ball, 8.8 to go, up by 3. And ETSU will look for a steal first. If not, they'll try to foul and extend the game.
Well, and you wondered if Furman was going to foul once that game got under 10 seconds. They just chose to play straight half-court man-to-man and switch everything. And it played in their favor. And when you got a guy like Jalen Slauson that can switch out on King and take that away, well, it made it difficult on Tipple. So now if you're ETSU, I think you can potentially go for one steal, but you can't let more than a second or two run off the clock.
Bob Ritchie talking to his team. Again, another 20-plus win season under his belt for the 5th time in the last 6 seasons. And Desmond Oliver, the Rick Barnes assistant coach for 6 years at Tennessee, taking the ETSU job last year.
Ritchie making sure that his Paladins understand that it's a spot throw-in. They can't run. Actually, the ball will be on the sideline where he couldn't run anyway. 3-quarter court, but they've got to get it in and secure it, knowing that ETSU is going to trap hard and then try to foul real hard and real quick.
So Furman will inbound in the backcourt. 8.8 seconds remaining. Pegues to inbound for Furman. And finds Bothwell, immediately fouled by King. First foul on Jordan King, and Mike Bothwell can put the game away with 2 shots at the line here coming up.
Nifty 3-quarter court out of bounds play that freed Bothwell, and he was able to burn almost a second and a half right there. To your point, if he can make a couple right here, boy, it makes it really difficult for ETSU. But as well as they've shot the threes tonight, this thing's not over till it's over.
Misses the first free throw. Bothwell scoreless in the first half today. All 8 of his points coming after the halftime break. This is the big free throw right here. 83% free throw shooter. Missed the first one. Makes the second one. ETSU out of timeouts. Down 4. 5 seconds to go. King rises, fires a 3. Off the mark. Buzzer sounds, and that is it. And the Furman Paladins hang on and knock off ETSU 83-79 the final.
Just a fantastic basketball game. You feel for ETSU and how hard they played, how good they were tonight. But it's tough to win inside Timmons Arena, and at the end, the Paladins' experience and ability to win down the stretch, get just enough defense.